Hi guys, how are you doing? So today's video is about IDE and code editors, also technology that could help you during the process of developing software. So the process of developing software changed a little bit during the years. So we have AIs, also different pipelines where you just ask some kind of AI to develop the software or the infrastructure that you need. But I still believe that you have to practice in code editors, you have to develop your own features because even if you ask AI to create something or to adjust something for you, you will need to evaluate what the AI is doing for you. So let's see. Um, in the last videos, I I have spoke about this code editor that is called Visual Studio Code. It's a great editor, it's a great IDE. Some people will say that it is not an IDE, but for me it is because you have a few extensions. I don't know if you understand me, guys. In the future, I will dig more in this, but you can add features to this visual code. So if you have the plain visual code, the built-in visual code, probably it will look much more like a code editor. But if you dig a little bit in code extensions, if you learn about them, you will reach a very good environment, a very rich environment to develop your software. And mostly of all, in the AI era, this one is very helpful for beginners. It's very helpful for people who are not into C Sharp, people who are in Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, and JSON, PHP, Python, and many other stuff. But C Sharp is a very mature language, and we have a very mature framework that is called .NET, and that's why I will present to you guys today about IDEs that are available for a much longer time than this Visual Code. So first of all, I would like to show you guys this uh, company that is called JetBrains. They developed an IDE called Rider. It's very helpful IDE. It's very mature, and probably it will have everything that you need. The problem here is most of the industry is already using another one project that is called Visual Studio, just Visual Studio without the code. So Visual Studio Community is the one for free, but you have other kind of licensing. So you have the community license, and you have enterprise and professional license. I don't know a lot about the difference between them, but one thing that I know is Visual Studio is the same, no matter if you are on enterprise or professional licensing. I will also download this one. So at the end of this video, I hope I will have both of them installed. I don't know if JetBrains will allow me to go and install everything that I need. Let me see. I am opening both of them. Visual Studio setup and JetBrains Rider. Okay, JetBrains is already opening. Let me see, it's going very slow. Okay, the software asked for my admin permission. Here it is. I will install it in my C partition. Okay, you see, it's huge, 6 GB just before you start. I will create a desktop shortcut. I will create this shortcut to open with my right uh, side of the mouse. Okay. Oh, I believe that it's not necessary. Okay. First time that I am trying this one because I am used to use both of Visual Studios. Okay, probably it will take very long. I will try opening Visual Studio just to compare with you guys. Visual Studio asked my permission. Okay, I already had this one in my machine. So because of this, probably it will be faster for a few things, but we have to pick the workloads that we want to install. In Visual Studio, we can install some kind of different modules. As you see, we have development for Node.js. So I don't know why, but it's speaking the wrong language here. Um, in here is the development for Python. But I will say to you, install the development for web and ASP.NET. That's the framework that's um, more used around here. I don't know from where you are using your development. I don't know which country are you, but I strongly uh, advise you to add this one. Most of the time you will be using this workload. Okay, now you probably will see here a button called install. So install it is. It's starting. And JetBrains is still here. I will see, probably I will cut the video right here and I will go back when this have finished. Okay, I'm back. Um, Here it is, the JetBrains user agreement. Probably you will need to read it, but I won't. I don't have plans to stay using JetBrains. I strongly recommend this one for people who is working with Mac OS and maybe Linux, because I already saw people who was in this kind of operational systems and they really like this one. I believe it works better than Visual Code or Visual Studio over there, but that's not something that I am using on Windows. Um, After installing the um, after installing the Rider, I will show you guys about Visual Studio and how both of them have different shortcuts, and probably I am used to Visual Studio, and that's why I prefer to stay there because I already know the environment. But Rider is also good. I just don't see much people using this on Windows. Most of them are using on macOS, probably because Visual Studio has some kind of not good environment, not good features for these other systems. I don't know. It's just, I guess. So I'm allowing everything. Now JetBrains wants to import settings from my Visual Studio Code. Okay, no problem. Next. Okay, I don't think I need any of these. AI assistant, okay, but you need AI coding agent by JetBrains. Yeah, okay. Rider Android support, no idea. Vim hippie allocations viewer. This could be helpful for people who wants to learn about memory and other stuff. Okay, finishing. Okay, it's already there. As you see, um, Visual Studio has a different process of installing things. So here, because of the workloads, most of the things are already done, just installing the first time, and then you just need to remove and add workloads. Um, you will need Azure workload. Then you go here to the installer and install, and that's okay. JetBrains is kind of a little bit different. You have less workloads, and probably you will install most of the things inside the IDE, so probably it's faster to start using. Okay, so here we can look for our projects. MC new solution. Let me see if this will work. It's my first time using this one. Okay, not this time. I new projects, okay. Right. As you see here, we have C Sharp, F Sharp, and VB. All of these three are inside .NET framework, but the most popular one is C Sharp. I'm not sure, but I believe F Sharp is for performance or something like that, and VB is kind of the old version of C Sharp. Yeah, maybe. Okay, add Docker file. In the future, I will um, talk about that with you guys, and do not use top level statements. It's the old way for us to uh, write C Sharp code. I will open this one because in the next video, in the last video, sorry, in the last video, I showed you guys about Hello World, about how simple it is, and I will show you a way that's not so simple, but probably because it's the old one, you will find many of projects like these top levels without the top level statements. So creating this is the same project from Hello World, but the difference is the top level statements, mostly the top level statements. Okay, some pads inside. That's okay, no problem with that. Program CS, let's see. Oh, look, here it is. So, uh, if you watched the last video, you will see that the project was the hello world was almost like that, and that was all we had inside. This is what we call top level statements, and that's the whole way to do this. So we have the program class, the main, and we have the hello world here inside the console right line. That's the way that we print things for the user. So as you see here, we have a button that's called run. This is something very important because it will make things easier for us. We won't be required to go to work with command line. We will just type here, it will run for us, and then the program will open. Look, it's already did here. So that is the hello world that you see here, and that's the command line, as you see. Now let me see if we are able to watch something in the Visual Studio. It's already finishing. Um, Here is the monitoring. It's it is explaining a few things about memory usage. Probably it will show a few things that are more advanced. Um, Here is the environment variables of my computer. So let me see where we can have a terminal like PowerShell here. I know that we can. Okay, here it is. So the same thing that we did last class. We just typed .NET Run inside the folder of our project, our first project with the hello world. It should do the same thing. Let me see if I am in the wrong place. Okay, maybe I was in the wrong place. Yeah, I was. So the entry point is the program CS. As you see, here is this class called program. In the file program CS is the entry point, the main workflow. So if I do this with .NET Run, it should run this line. In this case, this is the same because I am running inside the folder where the program CS is. So this is the same as doing this. And it's the same thing of doing this. Probably it will print in a different terminal, not this one. I believe this IDE has a terminal where it shows the result for the console. I believe it's this one with the same button that is available here. So this button, some people call it play, some people call it run. So as you see, there is the same result here. And if I go back to the terminal, I will be able to do the same. I just need to go back to this run terminal and play with this run button. And here it is. Hello world. Okay. And look, our Visual Studio community is available. So I will click in start and it's already starting. Okay, I will let the Visual Studio for other video because I saw that it is in Portuguese, so I don't know why, but it's not opening in English, and I would like to open this in English. Okay, so I would like to create a project with you guys. So that's all for now. Thanks.